Remember with the Twitter files? Remember when we found out that the government was pressuring social media companies to ban different ideas they didn't like? Well, it turns out not only was the government involved with it, but Big Pharma was involved in it. So Twitter was pressured by Pfizer to suppress posts questioning the vax efficiency or efficacy. So, I know some people are going to say, it's a private company. They were petitioning another private company. What's the big deal? So here's the thing. Can you really call Pfizer a private company? I'm serious. Can you call any of these big pharma companies private companies? With all the connections they have in government, from members of government going to go serve on their boards and all the lobbying going on as well, can you really call them a private company in all seriousness? All the benefits that Pfizer gets that if you try to start up a medical company that you wouldn't get, all the benefits they've received from the government, the fact that the government also assisted in pressuring social media companies to ban people who are questioning aspects of their product. The fact that the government basically said that, hey, not only are we going to mandate people buy your product, but we're also going to give you a break so that, if anything wrong happens from it, you can't be sued. Are they still a private company? Because I would say not. I would say at that point, you are a servant of the government. I would say actually this starts... Everyone doesn't want you to go down this, but I would actually say this is a little bit like fascism in the sense that fascism normally is unification of companies, private industry and government. And I think Mussolini used to say everything for the state, everything within the state, nothing against the state. We're almost there, right? Everything has to be done for the government, which, Pfizer's doing, and nothing can be done against them. Nothing can be done against the state. Or else, of course, will ban you and make sure you're removed from social media. Pfizer, I would say, is not a private company. They receive too many benefits from the government, and the government is now mandating the use of one of their products. So here, Alex Bernson dropped records from the Twitter files on Monday stating that the board members of Pfizer pressured Twitter to suppress and censor any post questioning the efficacy of the company's mRNA vaccine. Now, you might think the vaccine is fantastic. That's fine. That's great. You know what? I know many people have had the vaccine, and thank goodness they got because they were in the 80-year-old plus range, and they probably really needed it just in case. I'm just saying. I think at the time, from what we knew, it makes sense that a lot of people would have got it. Now, again, my doctor told me not to get it because I already had COVID. I already had the antibodies. No need to get it. My wife was around me the entire time, and she was pregnant, and our doctor said, listen, you're pregnant. We're not sure what this could possibly do long term because there hasn't been any full studies on it, and we don't want a repeat of, some cases in the past where they told pregnant women things were safe and it turned out not to be safe. So they recommended for her not to get it. Now, again, this is just what our doctors recommended us. What your doctors recommend you? Hey, if they said get the vaccine, hey, go right ahead. Why not? Listen to your doctor. If you don't like that doctor, go find a new doctor. And that's what you do for everything else, right? So even if you agree, though, with the vaccine, and if you believe it is one of the greatest things ever invented, if it truly is that good, why do you need to suppress anyone who speaks out against it? I've never seen a company with a good product tell people, you're not allowed to not like this product. You're not allowed to question this product. I guess Disney kind of tried saying that anyone who disagreed with Star Wars, the new Star Wars direction, was racist and evil and bigoted. So I guess they might have kind of tried with that one. But for the most part, if you don't like a product, there's never any repercussions for that, right? You can like and not like whatever product you want. But when it came to this one, for some reason now you weren't able to have an opinion on it. You just had to take it. You just had to take it. You couldn't have an opinion on it. You had to take it. But I want to talk to my doctor. No. Don't talk to your doctor. Just go get it. But I have a pre-existing condition. Listen, if you want to keep your job, get it. Well, I've already had it. I already have antibodies. Doesn't matter. If you want to stay employed, you have to get it. If you want to go to a restaurant, you have to get it. Well, of course, it happened in New York. Why? Why was there so much attention on social media companies, so much pressure on them to ban anyone from talking about it? from anyone disagreeing. There's that great Game of Thrones quote, and I usually don't like quoting fictional books because I just think nonfiction or some more traditional books are better. But Game of Thrones had a great quote that I think everyone should know by now, where Tyrion says, when you cut a tongue out of someone's mouth, you're not proving them a liar. It simply proves you fear what they have to say. And there is 100% truth in that. I mean, if anything, the fact they were trying to pressure people off these social media platforms who disagreed with it, and it encouraged the controversy. It encouraged the conspiracy theories about it. Because if it is nothing, if it is just a wacko conspiracy theory, why are you so afraid of it? Why can't you just release all of your information? Why can't you release all of your studies? And people will say, oh, but they did, but no one believed them. Okay. And so what? Are people not allowed to disagree? Or people, even if you believe 100% in everything they were selling us, are people not allowed to be stupid? Is that a crime now? Is it a crime to be dumb? Again, this is if you fully believe. If you fully believe everything they sold us about all of this, it still doesn't matter. Because people have a right to still believe whatever they want to believe. Whether it's wrong, right, doesn't matter. They have a right to believe it. And the fact that people were so terrified of people having a different opinion shows they were not ever able to fully back up their position. And I really wonder why that is. I think people will make some guesses. Some people will make some guesses for me. It's just, the more we find out from these Twitter files, the more we find out that the government was involved directly in the censoring of American citizens, that Big Pharma was involved directly at making it so you were not able to question one of their products, the more those conspiracy theories seem a bit more appealing. That's all I'll say on that, though, because, well, YouTube. There. Well, if this is what they're doing with Twitter, I can't imagine what they were doing with YouTube. I can't imagine what they're doing with Google in general.